Hello, church family. Today I'm going to explain how to make the bread for communion. You have one option, and it's to buy chapati in the supermarket. Just make sure that ingredients have wheat flour, salt, and water, no yeast, okay? And here is I will show you the one I have here as a sample. So chapati, any kind of brand, but make sure to check the ingredients that it doesn't have yeast, just wheat flour, salt, and water. All right? If you want to bake it at home and prepare your own communion bread, I will give you now the ingredients and the procedure on how to make it. It's very easy, so don't worry about it. The ingredients for the communion bread are 2 cups of flour. You can use either white flour or whole flour. Half cup of oil. If you don't want to use so much oil, you can reduce to 83 ml, or to be sure is 1/3 cup. But in this case, I will add half cup of oil. With the oil, you can use any kind of oil. I will use in this case sunflower oil. And if you don't have oil, you can use as well butter. So any of this is fine. 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar. No need to add sugar if you don't want, but for me, I prefer with a little bit of sugar. Water as well, add half cup of water. Okay, so those are the ingredients. Then we will start. Here we have the 2 cups of flour. If you are only one or you are 2 in the family, no need to prepare the whole recipe. You can cut the recipe in half. I will add the sugar and the salt. You can use a fork to mix the flour and the salt and the sugar and the oil. Here is the salt, and now we'll add the sugar. It's just a little bit, as you can see. Now you have here, and you mix a little bit. Then you can proceed to add the oil. Little by little you add the oil, and then you mix with the fork. Making sure the oil distributes well among the flour. Finally, we add the water. With the water, please keep adding little by little until you see you get a soft dough. So no need to add all at one time. All right, so I add all the ingredients already, and now I will keep mixing. Once you realize the dough is soft and is in one piece all together, not in separate crumbs, then you can remove and start working it on the table. Okay, I will try to mix a little bit more. All right, here we have the dough. Now I will use a rolling pin in order to make the dough flat, and you can bake it in the oven, and you can use a pan. It depends the one you have. If it is small, big, it's so fine. In this case, I will use this, and you can use a baking paper, also oil, spread oil, or butter, or I prefer to use the baking paper. Okay. So now we have the dough, and I will start to flatten it. I'm trying to give the shape of the pan I'm going to use, in this case a rectangle. You can extend the dough, making sure it's about ½ centimeter high. If you make it more than ½ centimeter, it will be too thick, the bread. So it probably will not cook very well in the middle. So make sure it's less than ½ centimeter. Then I proceed to put it in the pan. Okay, so once it is placed in the pan, you proceed to cut. I will use a table knife because this may cut too much the dough. I will cut, calculating that is a small, nice square, making lines straight all over the dough. Just pressing until you can make the shape. When it is baked, it will be easier to break the bread. Once it is already divided into the little squares, you can proceed to pinch it with a fork. Now, I will show you how to bake the one in the pan. It's the same thing, only that you will use the pan. You need to put a little bit of oil or either butter in the pan. And while you are preparing the dough to flatten it, you need to preheat the pan. So I already have preheat the oven for a while before I put the pan in the oven. And now I will start heating it a little bit, and let me show you. So I will place now the pan in the oven, which has been preheated, as I say, in about 220 Celsius. Okay, so I will bake it for about 8 to 10 minutes. But you need to see if it is golden. If it is not, you can leave it maybe until 15 minutes. Now I will turn on the pan. Okay, so we have the dough prepared for the pan. We proceed to do the same, to cut it in squares. We also pinch the bread, the dough, and we proceed to place it in the pan. You will need to cover the pan so that it can cook very well and toast, and in low fire. All right, here we have the result. So we have the 3 options here. This is baked in the oven. It's hot, you need to let it cool down a little bit, but you can see it's toasted and the color is golden, very nice. So once it's golden, remember just to turn it off, and you can leave it for a while if you want to make it toasted a little bit. And this is the one I bake in the pan. Make sure to put the fire low so that it can be all golden and nice. And the chapati, as I explained at the beginning. Thank you so much, and I hope this can be so helpful to you, and enjoy your communion bread. God bless you.